Good afternoon and welcome to the 2:30 matchup. It's the one-loss bracket, the Kanab Cowboys and the Gunnison Bulldogs. Gunnison will be your home team, Kanab the visitors team, and we're ready to go. Here's a base hit to start things right off the bat with Gracie Jensen as she hits one into left field. Runner on.
Great leadoff bat by Gracie Jensen as the Kanab Lady Cowboys, the visiting team. Strike first.
You're watching State Softball on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and in cooperation with KSL Sports. Now coming up will be Becca Rogers. She's number 27. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball one. That'll keep Jensen on first base. So the Kanab Cowboys, we'll talk about this in a second, but we've got we'll get you the bracket numbers here. Strike, 1-1 is the count. So this is a number 16 Kanab versus another number 7 Gunnison Valley. Here's a hit deep to center field. The center fielder's going back, makes the grab. And that was a really nice adjustment by the center fielder. She took 2 steps up and then had to go back, but did it nicely.
She did. She didn't get too far in front of it, was able to adjust. A great hit by Becca Rogers, just hung in the air a little bit too long.
So Riddle up now at the plate. She's the third baseman for the Kanab Cowboys. She wears number 1. Riddle, a junior. There's a second base steal and got it at the great throw and a tag at the face. That one might have hurt just a little bit. She does have a face mask on. That's nice that time.
You know, and that's Maylee Haho behind the plate for Gunnison. She's only a sophomore, but that girl she does some magical things behind the plate.
So now Jane's up to the plate, and that's a ball 1.
Still Riddle.
Oh, still Riddle.
They threw her out at second if she tried to steal.
Oh yeah, Audrey fooled me. Little at the plate still. And Little hit one's in the gap. Nice job by second base. Over and for the out. That'll do the inning. But the Kanab Cowboys do a little bit of damage as they get a player on, but then it goes 1-2-3 because of the throw out. And after the top of 1, it is no score yet. And it's Gunnison Valley Bulldogs coming up in the bottom of the first on TeamHive.live.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Michelle's my hero.
I told her I'd do the game for her.
She's over there pumping.
Welcome back. Scott Langford, Peppergale here. It's the Kanab Cowboys and Gunnison Bulldogs in the one-loss bracket. First up for the Gunnison Bulldogs will be Riley Dyring. She's the center fielder for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
Gunnison only had about a 10-minute break between their last game and this game.
It was pretty quick.
They had an awesome 7th inning, really gave Duchesne a run for their money, but quick turnaround and they're just back at it.
It froze everybody. Everybody kind of stopped and was waiting to see what would happen.
First pitch was a ball.
So ball 1. So Dyring on the season, 55-28 with 3 home runs. Ball 2. 2-0 the count to Dyring. Of course, the winner will advance. And as you mentioned, Gunnison defeated closely by Duchesne. Now it's going to be a base hit for Dyring on the right side or an error. We'll have to see what Audrey says. Goes clear in the corner. That's going to be a stand-up triple for Dyring.
Good to see Dyring get
All right.
Good to see Dyring get a hit. She struggled against Duchesne, so lead off. Does a good job getting a hit.
Yeah, triple right to the corner, and it went off the mid of the first baseman, but it was a sharp hit, and had she caught it, it would have been amazing. Next up will be Jaquel Sorensen, the catcher for the Bulldogs. Sorensen batting .469 on the season with 20 RBIs. So she's primed for one here with Dyring on third. Here's a hit. That's going to be to the third baseman. Over for the out, and at home, Dyring comes home. Gunnison leads 1-0. RBI base hit, not base hit. RBI sacrifice for Jaquel Sorensen.
Great hit, but a great fielding job. I think it was a third baseman, right?
Yeah.
So that would be Jessica Marshall. No, Allison Riddle.
There we go. Swing and a miss. Fouled it off. This is Kiesel. Lexi Kiesel up to bat. And Kiesel, 529 on the season. 10 home runs for Kiesel. That's a pretty good number. She's a senior for these Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. And that's going to be a fouled off right on top of the toe. That hurts.
It does. Kiesel, she's not very big, but she is a slugger. She is does a very good job in the box.
Here's a hit deep to right center field. Right center field going back, and makes the grab. She's pretty excited about that. She had to make quite an adjustment. A little bit of wind as it's tailing into right field.
She did, and like you said, just a good job to get under it and get the out. And that'll bring up Maylee Ha'o, the catcher, sophomore catcher for Gunnison.
Yeah, Ha'o, we watched her in basketball, I believe. Yep, we did. I did anyway. There's going to be a base hit over second field, so Ha'o with a base hit. And Gunnison continues the run. Another base runner on first base.
Ha'o, she started last year as a freshman behind the plate, made her mark. She's just a great, solid player.
How about that batting average?
646.
646. And in that last game, I saw Duchesne walk Ha'o, and you can see why. Swing and a miss, as this is number 20. Bentley King. King on the season batting .308. That's coming into this tournament, not counting the Duchesne game. Ooh.
That looked good.
Looked good, and a little bit low in the strike zone, so it's a ball. That'll leave in the count 1-1. Pitch is in the dirt, and Ha'o will run easily into second base on the drop ball. Not a stolen base, just a pass ball. On the other field, it is Paiute and Salsevier. Pitch is in, hit to the shortstop. Ha'o will hold up, now run to third fast. And that will be out number 3. So the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs put one on the board at the end of one. It is 1-0 Gunnison when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and in partnership with KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
Welcome back. Top of 2 coming up. Here's the Kanab Cowboys. And for the Cowboys will be Taylor Janes, Heidi Marshall, and Savannah Hewlett. So batters 4, 5, and 6. And for the Kanab Cowboys, you've got Janes batting .408 on the season with 3 home runs. Taylor will take a ball inside.
And the mound for Gunnison is Robin Christiansen. She relieved Kiesel in that last game against Duchesne.
There you go. There's a low ball, so ball. Ball 2, 2-0 the count for Janes. Taylor was doing track yesterday, so I think she took first in the shot put.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's doing both sports simultaneously. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one got lost. I think the pitcher lost that one right out of her hands.
When you're going to have a wild pitch like that, that's usually what happens.
So Christiansen in the circle. Janes, that will be a ball 4. And Janes with the first runner for the Kanab Cowboys on first base. And that'll bring up Heidi Marshall. And Marshall batting .286 with 10 RBIs on the season. Marshall playing catcher for the Cowboys. It's Gunnison 1, Kanab 0. There's a bunt up the line, beautifully done. Here's the throw across, and that's going to be too high. And I actually think that's going to be a hit. I'm not sure she would have had a chance either way. Janes comes all the way in. We're tied at 1. But I got to check with Audrey on that.
And that just goes to show you what can happen on an overthrown ball.
Yeah. So I think it was a hit in infield single and then an error on the throw. And so now that will move Marshall to second base. As you mentioned, Hewlett up at the plate. We're all tied at 1. No outs in the top of the second. Hewlett playing center field for Kanab.
Just trying to find the seedings. I can't find my bracket. Oh, there it is. So Kanab comes in seated number 8. Oh, never mind. Number 16. What am I looking at?
I don't know.
North Summit was 8.
Okay. Pitches across, ball for Hewlett.
But hey, Kanab, the number 16 seed, beat the number 8 seed North Summit to advance to this game.
Absolutely. There's a pitch, going to be inside and down. That's another ball. Ball 2. 3. Ball 3. There's the 3-0 pitch. The hitters count. That one looks low as well, so that's ball 4. So we got 2 walks to start this top of the second inning, which will bring up Lindsey Cornell, the left fielder for Kanab. Cornell batting .289 on the season with 8 RBIs. Pitches inside. Runners will advance on the pass ball. No stolen base. Now 2 runners in scoring position, second and third. Cornell with a 1-0 count.
And still, you just barely said that, but no outs, runners at second and third. A nice hit here Kanab could take the lead.
And Cornell with a hit. It's going to go to third base and going to go home too late. And that'll be a fielder's choice for Cornell. And leave the corners occupied. No outs, and it's 2-1 Kanab.
We talked earlier in the day about, in the state tournament, every team has to come ready to play.
Yep.
Throw seeding, throw RPI out the window. And it just, Kanab already up, the number 16 seed over the number 7 seed. Gunnison here at the top of the second.
I'm going to have Pepper take over for 1 second.
Up to bat now is Mia Welding. She plays right field for Kanab. First pitch is high. And, whoa. That was a very lackadaisical steal, but Cornell makes it to second. Ball 1 for Wendling. Second pitch on the way, low and in the dirt goes. Maho was able to keep it in front of her to keep the base runner from stealing home, so ball 2. Well, Wendling takes a cut at the ball, gets the bat on it, fouls it off, so strike 1. The count now 2-1. Hewlett on third, Cornell on second, no outs. Almost picks Savannah Hewlett off of third. Now at the count 3-1 to Wendling.
Kind of a second afterthought. I think that was like, that's a strike. I better swing at it. It was a strike either way. It's kind of one of those.
Count is now full. And Wendling will get to first on a walk. That's the third walk for Christiansen. And up to bat now is number 6, Jessica Marshall.
Jessica Marshall for the Cowboys. Let's see if we can get a batting average. Bases loaded. Here's the Cowboys. Marshall, ball up and high.
Ball 1.
Pitch is inside, ball 2, 2-0. Kind of some struggles from the circle early on for Christiansen. She'll have to work and get in the groove from the circle. It's a tough place to be.
Oh, it is.
Strike. And there's a throw back to third base. Really good job by the catcher. Strong throw.
Yeah, Ha-Oh, she keeps the base runners honest, and she does not hesitate to throw. She has a cannon for an arm, and she's very accurate.
Well, the third base player had to catch that, and it was right on the tag, so it was closer than it really should have been. Here's a foul ball. So the count's even at 2. 2-2, I believe. There we go. 2-2 count coming. Pitch, and it's going to be down, so the count goes full for Marshall. Second baseman for the Kanab Cowboys. Pitch is outside. That'll be an unearned run as she'll walk in a run, and that makes the score 3-1, Pepper.
It does, 3-1, and like you said, an unearned run. You don't want to let runs come in like that, and then looks like we're going to be having a pitching change. Lexi Kiesel, who started the game for Gunnison and Duchesne in the last game, comes back to the circle.
So we will take a short break while we warm up and be back with more from Spanish Fork on TeamHive.live.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
So there's a pitching change. Kiesel comes in. They had her starting at second base, and I can't tell who they put in at second. 12 maybe?
Can't tell as well. We'll see here in just 1 minute. I think so.
We're back at the top of the order for Kanab.
Right. So here's a hit deep, high, left center field. Center fielder over, under, calls it off, makes a nice grab. The runner tags up and goes back to the base. Now Kanab has a runner out of position, but they were trying to make the play at the plate. But Cornell comes in for another Kanab run, and that is 4 runs in a row. Still no outs.
No, they caught the fly ball.
Oh, they caught that one out.
So Jensen flies out, but gets the RBI.
Makes a great catch in center field. Still no outs. That was super good, wasn't it?
That's impressive offense if you can,
well, the pitching change, it kind of distracted me.
Becca Rogers up to bat now for
So Cornell comes in. They got 1 run, I believe. Just 1, yep. So now the count. There's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike. Runners on first and second. So we'll give this to you one more time. Runners on first and second. And
I think the count's 1-1.
1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Might have caught it. Did. 1-2 the count. Nice placement. As Becca Rogers took a look at it, but it was high in the strike zone. Not sure it was the pitch she exactly wanted. Rogers bats .354. That one's low. So full count for Rogers. So one down, runners on first and second. 4-1 the score. Pitch hit on side. The shortstop over and the throw down low. And that will load the bases yet again.
Well, and I was watching the base runner, and that was Mia Wendling going from second to third. She could have easily tagged her. It was almost that she almost ran into her, but didn't. She gets on an error, and again, the bases are loaded with Allison Riddle up to bat.
Yeah, an error on a tough play, but still an error. And Riddle up to the plate. So Riddle on the afternoon so far is 0 for 1.
0 for 1.
And the Gunnison coach is going to talk about, probably, she wants to talk about runner interference. I'm a little bit surprised that she didn't reach out and tag the runner. I mean, she was right. She almost had to run right there. And I was thinking she would get a double play. You heard me hesitate on the call because I was waiting to see if she was going to tag and throw. But I think the Gunnison coach is saying she ran out of the baseline. But still no call. Bases juiced, one down. Riddle up to the plate. Riddle batting .289 and
hit by a pitch.
Gets hit by a pitch. Limps her way to first base and another unearned run, and that is 5 runs for the Kanab Cowboys.
So Kanab is batted around this inning.
So now second attempt of the inning, and this one will be Janes. Janes with the bases loaded. James bats .408. Here's a pitch and a hit up, and it's going to be foul, but maybe in play. Nope. We'll get out of the area of the first baseman, so there'll be another opportunity for Taylor.
And with only one out, smart base running for Kanab right here. If it's hit, even if it's caught in deep, in the outfield, could easily score a run.
Give a shout out to the James family. I believe they'll be watching this on TeamHive.live. I can see Grandma and Grandpa down there with the phone. That pitch is out and up. That's a ball. 1-1. Michelle and Chad Barton are the grandparents. I work with Michelle. She's outstanding, and Chad's a lot of fun. And Ha-Oh throws down to first. She has quite a cannon.
Oh, she's phenomenal.
And does not hesitate at all.
She's one of the best catchers I've seen in high school softball in a long time. She does a very good job behind the plate.
So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. High ball, so payoff pitch coming for Taylor Janes. Big opportunity for Kanab, already leading 5-1. Here's the pitch. Janes swing and a miss. That will be strike 2.
Full count now.
Yeah, now it's full. I think the umpire, when he lifted the 2-1 sign, his finger came up. So now it's full count. Here's the pitch, and that one's high. So another run walked in for the Kanab Cowboys. Make it 6-1 with still only one out.
Wow.
And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks in the inning. 6, counting the hit by pitch. So 6 walks in this inning. That's tough. Gunnison just coming off that tough loss to the Duchesne Eagles. That was very close, 10-8.
It was, and five of their runs came in the last inning.
Heidi Marshall now is up to the plate. 286 on the season. Pitch is going to be inside. Howe throws down. No, inside corner, that is. Strike 1.
He waited a second to call that as a strike.
He did.
Oh, it's actually 2-2.
0-2.
0-2.
0-2. Did she catch the corner again? She did not. 1-2 now. That was close.
It was.
A little bit down, it appears.
Well, and Marshall needing to protect here for Kanab.
2-2. Howell throws down again as she's trying to keep Rogers back on third base. I wouldn't move too far off the base.
No, I wouldn't either.
Again, bases loaded, one down. Pitches up, fouled off, so the battle continues.
Marshall had a good hit her first at bat, and that was in this inning.
Still a full count. These two have been battling for a while. Pitches in and will be a ball. Count is full. Deep in the pitch count. You wonder what this has taken out of this Gunnison team. They're a little more flat than they were against Duchesne.
Oh, they a lot more flat.
Now it'll be ball for another one. The 7th walk of the inning. Is that 7 or 8, did I say?
Give me 1 second.
I think 7, actually.
Of the inning, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Hit by pitch.
So that will bring up Savannah Hewlett, who walked on her last attempt up at the plate, and it was in this inning. So this is batter number 13 of the inning. 7-1 our score. Kanab on top. Pitches in and is strike one.
That's a pretty placement by Kiesel, catching that outside corner.
Kiesel steps back up. 0-1 the count. There's a hit very in front of the plate. It's going to go to the catcher. Nice job by Kiesel. Good awareness just to take it for the force at the plate. Stop the run. And now we're 2 down, bases loaded.
Lindsay Cornell did have a hit. Her first at bat, fielder's choice, got on base. 2 outs now, bases loaded. 7-1.
So Gunnison would love to get out of this one with no more runs. Pitch is outside corner, strike one. 0-1. And the pitch is inside. Oh, and there, Hao got it and dropped the ball and got in. And you got to give a big-time credit to the base runner, Janes, as Hao actually had the tag, stopped the plate, but then the ball came past and dropped out of the mitt. And Janes with the heads-up play.
That was just, she didn't hesitate. She had her eyes on the run, and she did it. Nice job by Taylor Janes to score the 8th run of the inning.
Yeah, Hao did a great job, but unable to make the tag and catch it. Here's a high fly ball. Center field right there. It's out of there. The Gunnison Bulldogs finally get out of this, but a lot of damage done by the Kanab Cowboys. 9-1 is our score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and in cooperation with KSL Sports.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Bottom of 2 coming up. Gunnison had a really hard inning as the score is now 8-1. We announced 9-1, but it was our scorekeeper here. It was one off. But it is 8-1 in the favor of the Kanab Cowboys. The 16. And now there's going to be a strike one. It hit the batter, but it hit the bat first, so it's a foul ball.
Okay, so this is number 12, who must have come in for Robin Christiansen.
Okay, so this is Pratt. And Pratt, 351 on the season. And that's Madeline Pratt. Just a freshman. Big place for Madeline to come in.
Count 1-1.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one's way outside. That's ball 2, 2-1. Again, 8-1 our score, so Gunnison's got some ground to make up against these Kanab Cowboys. Pitches in, and it's going to be bunted back to the pitcher. Play too high. It's going to be an error, and Pratt will go to second base. And she'll go now to third base as the ball's still there. So Pratt, on the error, makes it to third base.
Great heads-up running by her as well, and that's why when you lay down a bunt or get any hit at all, you just go right. You run as hard as you can to the bases because you never know what's going to happen.
So now up to the plate will be Bartholomew, number 44.
Now batting right field, number 44, Maggie Bartholomew.
Maggie bats .292. And here's a bunt put down nicely to the pitcher. The shot is up, and it is going to be safe at first base, and then safe at home. Gunnison scores one, and there's nobody at second base. Heads up base running by Gunnison.
They had a really bad inning, and they're coming back and saying, "Hey, you know, we're not done. We're not laying down yet."
Yeah, well, Kiesel goes all the way around. It wasn't Kiesel. It was actually Pratt. She comes from second, and then Bartholomew ends up on second on another error. So 2 errors in a row. Shay King up to the plate. 214 on the season. Scores 8-2. Gunnison needs to fight back in, down 7. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. The ball goes back behind. Nice catch by the second baseman.
She wasn't entirely ready for it.
Well,
so.
she snow-coned it.
Yeah,
You could see at the end of the mid. So the count is 1-1. Here's the pitch, and hit up into right field. Looks like it's going to be in play. No, tails off at the very end. That was very close. Dangerous spot for the team in the field anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So 1-2 the count.
Wind carried it foul.
Yeah, it did. Not much of a wind, but enough to move the ball to that. It shades to the east. So towards the right field line. 1-2, pitch hit to the shortstop. Shortstop comes over and makes the play. Now play at third is going to be not in time. So it's just going to be a nice play by the shortstop.
It was. I've yet to see a double play turned yet in any of the games, and Kanab was close on that one. But Maggie Bartholomew advances to third, and that brings up Cora Marker.
Foul ball, strike one on the first pitch.
We're at the bottom of the batting order, Cora Marker.
Okay, Marker, she'll put a nice bunt down.
Wow.
That is perfect. That is going to be a base hit, and it does not get better than that on if you want to bunt. And she will go over to second base as they try to make a play at third, and no one at second. So Marker just strolls to second base. 2 runners in scoring position with no outs, 1 out.
And we're at the top of the batting order.
And top of the batting order, which means it is Dyring, Sorensen, and Kiesel coming up.
That was such a beautiful bunt.
Yeah.
You can't get a better bunt than that.
No, it was perfect. So single for her. And now Dyring, who's 1 for 1 on the afternoon, single in her first attempt right up the right field line. Pitch comes off the backstop, out of play, strike one. So 0-1 the count. Just a reminder, we'll have games all weekend long here until we have a champion. Right now there's 4 teams still in the no-loss category, and that will be Enterprise, Duchesne, Parowan, and San Juan. So some really good teams. I think any of those 4 could win it.
Third baseman didn't have her glove on her hand, Becca Rogers, but she was able to stop the ball.
I didn't see that.
She took her glove off and it passed the pitcher, but she stopped it.
There's a pitch on the inside corner, and that will be a strikeout for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. That was a beautiful pitch by Rogers.
It was, and you could see Dyring, just some frustration there. That was a pitch to hit.
That was nice. Standing up to plate now is Jaquel Sorensen. Sorensen 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Here's a hit over to the shortstop. That's a tough one, and safe. That will be, I believe, yes, runner interference. I was waiting for the call, and that will be an out and not a single. So it's just an out by the runner, and that'll do it. So 8-2 when we come back on TeamHive.live and Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Welcome back, Scott Langford, Pepper Gale. We've got Jex Catmull. What? Dahl. Jex Dahl on the TriCaster. And we're happy to have you along. Appreciate all the sponsors make this possible, including Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, Utah Community Credit Union, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, and Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, just to name a couple. As we start the top of the third inning, we've got Wendling, who will start us off. So it's 8-9-1 for the Kanab Cowboys. She walked in her last at bat. Is this a new pitcher?
Number 6. Yes, it is. So we have another pitching change.
Number 6 is Miley Ha'o.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I like.
Swing and a miss by Wendling.
Well, like she's the catcher. Nope, she went from catch to pitch.
I'm just telling you.
And Jaquel Sorensen is now at catch.
Okay. Notice I didn't even question. Another strike. That's strike 3. So Ha'o gets her first strikeout of the game.
I'm a little taken back. I've never seen Ha'o play any position except catcher, but look at her coming in at pitch and just getting a strikeout.
Next up is Jessica Marshall, the second baseman for Kanab. Strike 1. She walked her last at bat. Here's number 6. Okay. So 0-1 the count to Marshall. Pitch is in and is low. Ball 1-1. Kanab leads 8-2. I would love to add a couple runs to their lead. The 16 seed facing the Gunnison Bulldogs, who are the 7 seed. Strike 2. 1-2 the count.
Well, and from here on out, a loss means you're out of the tournament. So this is the last game of the season for one of these two teams. And so it's crunch time.
Pitch is in and down. Got the strike zone, though. It's bottom of the strike zone. That's strikeout number 2 for Ha'o.
I'm super impressed by this girl and her athleticism, her ability to shift positions, her ability to be in the box. Ha'o is just, she's
the way she throws from
player.
Catcher. I think overhand pitching would be pretty extraordinary. And that might have actually hit the batter on the foot, but it's just going to be an inside ball. Ball 1. This is Gracie Jensen. Jensen hit a single in her first at bat and is 1 for 2.
Back at the top of the order for Kanab.
Pitch is in and a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Jensen took a healthy cut at that one. Jensen, the shortstop. Pitch is out and up, so ball 2, 2-1. See, it looks like 2-2. Yeah. He lifts his pinky, but 2 is the first 2 fingers. Ooh, that was a beautiful pitch. 2-2 the count. That one cut just across the inside corner of the plate. Ha-Oh with 2 strikeouts already in this inning. Can she make it 3? She does. 3 straight for Miley Ha-Oh, and that'll retire the side. So as we head to the bottom of the third, 8-2, Kanab with the lead on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in cooperation with KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments. Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care. Closer to home.
Okay, welcome back. As we start, here's a bunt down the left field line. Ball over for the out. Great job by Riddle as she throws out the first batter of the bottom of the third inning.
She did a good job charging that bunt, picking it up and throwing it on the run. So great job to get the first out for Kanab.
So Ha-Oh will step in. She hit a single in her last attempt, and this one might have caught the corner. Does not. Inside, ball 1. Ha-Oh started at catch, went to pitch, now is at the plate. And here's a hit right up the middle. That's going to be a single for Ha-Oh, and she'll advance to 1. Beautiful hit. She is 2 for 2 so far in the afternoon. Ha-Oh batting almost 650 on the season.
Just a line drive shot up the middle. And she's a solid player.
Now Bentley King, the first baseman, checks in for the Gunnison Bulldogs. There's a pitch and hit out of play on the right side. Strike 1.
Just caught the end of her bat. Went foul, hard hit, just not straight.
Now the wind started to pick up a little bit now. Pitch is a strike 2, and that's going to advance Ha-Oh. So Miley goes to second base on a stolen base.
So my mistake is that it's Maley, not Miley.
Oh, it is Maley?
Maley.
Oh, perfect.
You can't really read my writing.
Gotcha. There's the pitch, and off the right side, another foul ball. That's strike 2.
King continues to battle in the box. She's kind of had a little bit of a struggle in the box in both games today, but solid hitter batting at the number 5 position.
1-2 the count. 0-2 rather. Here's the pitch. And hit over center field. That's trouble for both. That's going to be a single. And that'll bring Ha-Oh across to third base. Nice hit for Bentley King.
Just right in the gap, just right of center field. And the Kanab outfielders were definitely trying to get there, just couldn't get there in time before it dropped.
That'll bring up, let's see, I think Pratt will come up again. So she'll be up.
Now batting number 12, Madeline Pratt.
Pratt steps in. Runners on first and third. Corners filled. And a foul ball. So strike 1. I think King was trying to advance. It was all go for King, but with the foul ball, she has to go back. We'll see if they do that again.
Well, Gunnison's, when they get girls on bases, they are deadly. They run quick. They steal bases. And she did it.
So strike 2.
Nobody from Kanab come over to cover either.
No, they didn't. She actually kind of strolled from first to second. 0-2 the count. Fouled off, so the count remains. Just a reminder, the winner of this game will play at 7 o'clock, so it's a quick turnaround, although they do have a game between. But the winner of this game will play the winner of South Sevier and Paiute, and we'll get a score on that game pretty quickly. 1-2 now the count, I believe.
Looks like South Severe's up 9-2 in the top of the fourth.
Over Paiute. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a base hit on the right side. Beautifully done. Probably scores 2. And here comes no play at the plate. And there might be a play at second base, however. And they did get the runner at second. So that will be...
second out of the inning.
You know, Pratt will be thrown out. So that does score Ha'o and Bentley King. That's 2 more runs the Gunnison Bulldogs have got back. And then after the single, it will be 5-2 for the second out of the inning. Now up is Bartholomew. Bartholomew 0 for 1.
Ooh, that was a pretty pitch.
That was pretty close. Ball 1. We all waited because it looked like it might have caught the corner, but we couldn't tell.
Well, some of the umpires have like a 3-second delay and give them the call.
I know it all depends. And that one will be ball 2, just missed. Inside, now outside. So 2-0 the count. 8-4 our score. That one looks to be a strike and is 2-1. I think Bartholomew got a hit the last time, so 1 for 1, not 0 for 1. I don't know. I'll have to ask Audrey. That's another strike. 2-2 the count. She might have been hit by a pitch. Pitch is up, strike 3. So the Kanab Cowboys able to get out of a predicament, but they do allow 2 more runs. 8-4 our score at the end of 3 innings of play on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in cooperation with KSL Sports.
This is how 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. Here we go. Top of 4. And for the Kanab Cowboys, batters 2, 3, and 4. Rogers leads us off. Here's the pitch. Rogers swinging and a miss. Strike 1.
Just split second behind that pitch.
That was a fat pitch. That looked really appetizing, that one. Second pitch, same place, same result. Strike 2. Again, Ha'o came in relief with 3 straight strikeouts in the 3rd inning. See if she can continue that. Strike 3. That's 4 straight for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
Well,
wow.
And I have not obviously followed Gunnison softball this year, but so I'm wondering is this a surprise to anybody, or is it just a surprise to me that she's pitching?
Well, I can tell you.
You can?
Yeah.
17.
She's been in 17 games. Strike. So she's played in 17 games. It looks like her earned run is 4.52, so from what I can see.
Well, she is doing
Swing
a
and a miss,
phenomenal
strike
job
2.
in the circle.
I'll say this is Riddle, the number 3 batter. Riddle 0 for 1 with a walk and strike 3. Again, that is the 5th consecutive strikeout for Ha'o.
She's just solid in there, confident, comes in as the sophomore and just strike after strike after strike.
James checks in to the box. Strike 1. James has walked twice. Scored twice as well. Strike one, swing and a miss. So, sorry, a strike. Strike two. 0-2 the count. She hit over to the right side to the second baseman, and it off her glove into right field. Janes arrives safely on the error.
She had a nice hard hit, just unable to field it cleanly, so she gets on base.
That'll bring up Heidi Marshall, 1 for 1 on the afternoon with a walk. The bunt is going to be foul off the left field line. So James will have to go back. And we reset. Check the score, 9-4. South Severe over Paiute. We'll try to get a score on the 3A ranks over here. This game is going to be 9-6. Another bunt attempt goes awry, left field line. Foul ball, 0-2.
Playing some small ball, which is, with 2 outs, kind of an interesting strategy. But, hey, I've seen it work where it's just bunt after bunt as well.
Yeah.
Get on base and get runs in.
And strike 3. How about that? 6 consecutive strikeouts for Ha'o, and she retires the side. So for Kanab in the top of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no one left on. 8-4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th on TeamHive.live.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Welcome back, Scott Lakeford Peppergale, and we're happy to have you here watching the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs and the Kanab Cowboys. And right now we're headed into the bottom of the 4th, and that will be starting with 8-9-1 for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Shay King will lead us off. King walked in her first at-bat. Pitches in and looked like a strike, but a little bit low as it went past. We're certainly not in the spot to see up and down.
Nor does it matter.
Well, to us it does. 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1.
Our opinions are of no consequence, though we'd love to give them.
Yeah. Although when they swing, it makes it really easy.
It does.
Here's the 1-1. Might have caught the corner. Did. 1-2.
That was a beautiful job framing by the catcher, number 17. Heidi Marshall.
That one's outside, misses. 2-2. Three and 2, the count goes full. Full count, pitched up, hit up into right field, high fly ball. Right fielder there has to go back. That wind playing tricks. It's out, number 2.
That was Mia Wedling doing a good job adjusting and catching the fly ball. So nice job by the right fielder for Kanab.
That will bring up Cora Marker. She had a single in her last at bat. Pitches outside, ball 1. So the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs down 8-4, and we're in the bottom of the 4th. Hit up, and the third baseman makes a great catch. How about that? As Riddle makes just a scrambling catch from third base. That's out number 2.
Reached across her body, was able to get the snag. Great heads-up play by Riddle.
Ran into the fence and everything. Dyring 1 for 2 with a single in the first inning. There's a hit to the shortstop. Hard over. Can they make the play? And they do. That's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Kanab Cowboys. And that'll do it for 4 complete innings of play. 8-4 Kanab when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
That was a nice stretch by the first baseman.
It was. What's that? Welcome back. Ha-Ho remains in the circle, and leading off will be batters 5, 6, 7. Marshall starts us off. Marshall 1 for 1 with a walk. That is actually Savannah Hewlett.
Catcher
yeah.
looking.
No, that's correct. K3. So Hewlett, the center fielder for Kanab. Pitch is hit sharply. That's a base hit into right field for Hewlett, and she'll make it safely to first. And the leadoff batter on the base path for the Kanab Cowboys.
You know, Kanab's playing with a lot of confidence in at bat and in the outfield, and I think, you know, it's easy to underestimate your opponent sometimes, and Kanab, I think, is showing that, hey, don't underestimate us.
Cornell, there's the pitch, and that one will be ball 1. 8-4 our score. We're in the top of 5. The winner will play the winner of South Sevier and Paiute. Right now, South Sevier up 11-4. Strike for Lindsay Cornell. Ha-Ho sets inside the circle. And swing and a miss, strike 2. So the count's 1-2. There's a hit, and that is going to be nicely done by the shortstop. And lucky for the Kanab Cowboys, Hewlett got back to the base. That was close.
It was, and shortstop for Gunnison caught it in the run, had perfect position to turn the double, so smart heads-up play by the base runner for Kanab.
So that'll bring up Wendling, the right fielder for Kanab. Runner on first, 1 out. Pitches out and up just a touch, ball 1. That one in the dirt, and that will allow a base on the pass ball. It's back to Ha-Ho. That's ball 2. 2-0 the count. So here we go. Wendling with a 2-0 count coming up. Strike 1. Big swing and a miss for Wendling. Okay, Wendling. There's the pitch. Oh, Ha-Ho got her to chase one. That was a tough one. That changeup got her.
It did. Looked like it was coming in hot, and it's not coming in hot at all.
It stimulates the swing reflex, that pitch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Runner on second. Pitch is up, strike 3.
Is that 7 strikeouts for Ha-Ho?
Let's see, seven strikeouts for Ha-Ho, and she's accounted for every out for the Gunnison Bulldogs since she came in the game. with the exception of the one fly ball
Wow.
just now to the shortstop. Strike one. This is Jessica Marshall, 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low in the dirt. Ball one, 1-1. Both these teams have a lot to play for. Gunnison Valley would like to get back into that championship side of the bracket up on top in the semis. And Kanab would love to change the fortune of a 16 seed. Strike two. A lot of excitement out there. 1-2, runner on second. 2 down in the top of the 5th. Pitches up and ball. That was very close. Nice changeup. I think Ha-Oh wanted it also.
I think she did too. She was waiting like the rest of us were waiting for
It was close.
Ump was going to call.
It's hard to tell with the changeups where they come across the plate. It's, I mean, it may not be exactly where the mitt ends up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's high, ball 3. So full count. Full count for Marshall.
Ha-Oh has yet to walk a batter since she's been put in the circle.
Announcer's jinx in effect. Here's the full count pitch. That one's going to be strike 3. So 2 out of 3 strikeouts for Ha-Oh. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with Kanab leading 8-4 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in cooperation with KSL Sports.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Andy, actually. Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we have Jaquel Sorensen, number 2, 3, and 4 for Gunnison. Jaquel, number 2. And she is like 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Here's a hit to the pitcher, and the play is made. That's out number 1.
Roger just fields it cleanly, takes her time, gets it over to first base. They shook her hand. That's awesome.
What's that?
They didn't give each other 5. Third baseman just walked over and shook her hand. That was great.
Here's Lexi Kiesel up to bat. Kiesel with a nice hit. This is going to be a double kind of hit. Kiesel will go standing up to second base. Lexi starts us off with a base runner for the Bulldogs.
When dynamite comes in small packages, Kiesel is proof of that. Batting in the number 3 position, she leads her team in home runs. She is very good in the batter's box.
Now batting .650 on the season. Maylee Ha-Oh. Ha-Oh hits, and that's going to be trouble for the Kanab Cowboys. That's going to be a fair ball and likely a double for Ha-Oh, and should bring in. Nope, couldn't quite make it all the way in. And so runners on second and third, but that's consecutive doubles for the Lady Bulldogs.
2 great hits, and one quick out, but 2 great hits. And we saw in the last game with Gunnison and Duchesne, it was just a hit and a hit and a hit, and they chipped away at that lead, still trailing 8-4, I believe.
Yeah, Bentley King, she singled in her last at bat, strike 1 on the outside corner.
And Gunnison very good at not panicking and just playing the game and systematically doing what they need to do.
Runners on second and third, ball inside. Nice job by the catcher. She was able to block that, and it's 1-1.
Fires it down to third, not quite fast enough to get the out, but again, keeping the base runners honest.
Pitch is in for a ball, and that's going to go over the top of the the pitcher, and that's just an error, and that will allow a score for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Kiesel.
Yeah, with Gunnison base runners on, they're going to capitalize on errors like that almost every time.
Yeah, just overthrew the pitcher, and off the pitcher's glove anyway, and allowed the runner to advance. So now a runner on second. We're 8-5, our score. 1-1 our count, 2-1. There's a hit to the shortstop. Tough bounce. Nice pickup by the shortstop. They got it. Now over to third for the double play and couldn't make the grab. And Ha'o is going to score on the air. Really close. Just couldn't quite make the play. That's one of those where you throw it. You throw it over and you're trying to make the catch and make the tag at the same time, and you don't do both.
It's a lot going on.
It is. Always catch first, tag second. It's going to be Pratt up to bat. Strike one, foul ball. 8-6. This one's getting close. Strike one. Which is inside in the dirt. Ball.
No runners on.
The junior, Becca Rogers, in the circle. Pitch is down in the dirt again. Ball 2-1. Pratt's 2 for 2 in the game. Strike two. Count even at 2. Again, 8-6 our score. Bottom of the fifth. Kanab led 8-0 at one point. Kanab's chipping away. Foul ball. Count remains 2-2.
Becca Rogers is doing a really good job for Kanab inside the circle as well. And when there's been hits, her fielders have backed her up. So Kanab is playing a really solid game defensively and offensively.
Wow, Paiute coming back in the fifth inning, 11-9 now. Another foul ball for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. So that one coming up close.
That's
the winners of these two teams play.
13 seed versus
6 I think,
seed.
yeah. Foul ball, another one. Count stays 2-2 for Pratt. Yeah, pretty close.
All it takes is one bad inning sometimes.
No, it does. We're 9-6 over here with Union and I can't tell.
Union and North St. Pete, I think. No, Providence Hall.
Yeah, it is Providence Hall. And there's a hit. It's going to be almost caught by the second baseman trying to make a play. Couldn't do it. So Pratt will get on error. Almost made a great play. Maggie Bartholomew now up. She's 1 for 2 with a single.
Tying run at the plate. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Right fielder for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs is Bartholomew. Tying run at the plate, 8-6. There are 2 outs. Can she get the corner? She just misses inside. Ball 1. And there's a beautiful hit into left field. And that's going to go past. That might score a run as the left fielder overran the base. And it is going to result in a walk-in for Pratt. Now cuts the lead to 1. 8-7, Gunnison with the momentum.
Gunnison trailed by 7 runs. Now only trailing by 1, and Kanab's going to talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll take a short break as well. Nope, it's not the coach.
Oh, nope. Just the players.
Players just going to have a little bit of a talk, and I counted that as a single, but a beautiful hit, single with an error on the overrun. And that allowed Pratt to come in and score. So that's 3 runs in the bottom of the fifth, 8-7. The tying run and the go-ahead run at the plate, tying run on second. And it is Shea King. King flew out to the right fielder at her last at bat. Here's the pitch, down the dirt, pass ball, will advance the runner to third base. So 2 outs, runner on third now. Pitch is going to be hit to over the second baseman. Another single. That's an RBI for Shea King. And we're all tied up at 8.
Just a great hit, too. Just solid hitting by Gunnison has allowed them to get right back in this game, tie it up. And, I mean, not huge hits. You're not seeing hits, balls hit to the fence or home runs. Just nice, solid hitting.
So we're all tied at 8. Marker up to the plate. Run first. She'll hit it back to the pitcher, and the inning is over. But not until Gunnison erases the deficit and ties it up at 8. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in cooperation with KSL Sports.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
The dark side.
Welcome back. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and we start at the top of the order with Jensen, Rogers, and Riddle. 1-2-3 for the Kanab Cowboys. They had an 8-0 lead, but now Gunnison has scored 8 unanswered runs, and we're all tied up at 8. It's a new ball game at the top of the 6th. Ball 1.
I credit a lot of that to coming in the pitcher circle for Gunnison. Gunnison struggled in those first couple of innings in the circle, and she's come in from the catching position and pitched a really, really good game.
Why would you say it was a good outing in the circle?
I'm sorry?
8 strikeouts out of 9 batters.
I mean, it's
that might be why.
It's somewhat acceptable.
Yeah, ball 2. Now we've jinxed Ha-Oh. She goes 2 straight balls in the dirt. No, she's been phenomenal. 8 strikeouts. So out of 9 outs since she came in the game, 8 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Here's the pitch. 3-0. Ha-Oh behind Jensen. Jensen is 1 for 2. 1 for 3 in the ballgame.
So you know that the pitcher's going to come right at you with the best pitch she can throw. Do you swing away? Probably not.
No, but I want to. And that one's going to be out and up. Ball 4. 4 straight balls. First walk of the game for Miley Ha-Oh. That puts Jensen on the base path. So the go-ahead run at first with Rogers up to the plate. Pitch, Rogers, good swing. Off the backstop. Strike 1, fouled off.
Well, in Kanab, letting a 7-run lead slip away. Definitely want to look at some aggressive base running from them right here. Looking to capitalize on any errors on Gunnison's part to try to at least get a run or two to give them a little bit of breathing room.
0-1, here's the pitch. Runner on first, no outs. Ooh. Took a solid swing just behind the play, and that went flying up the right field line. 0-2 the count. Just a reminder, at BYU, we've seen the 2A, and then at Kearns, the 3A classification playing. So the team's playing kind of all over the place. There's a ball. Nice throw down by the catcher. Ball 1 and 2.
That was a good off-speed pitch, though, by Ha-Oh as well.
1-2 the count. No outs, runner on first. Strike. And that'll be a strikeout.
Strikeout number 9.
Number 9 for Ha-Oh.
And 2 outs, right?
Now batting for Kanab, third base.
2 down.
1, Allison Riddle.
Wait, am I right? I don't think so. They've got one on base.
Yeah.
Oh.
Riddle's up. Just one out. There's only been 2 batters.
Gotcha.
Trying to see if we can get some scores for Kanab and other teams around 2A classification. In baseball, San Juan defeats Gunnison 6-5 in a close one. Really close. That's the only score we really have so far. There's the pitch. Inside, ball. Counts 0-2. I think it's 1-2. 1-2, and the catcher can't quite make the catch.
Dang.
And would have been, and actually, that was a bunt, so it would have been.
Would have been out, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. Isn't a foul ball an out if they bunt on 2 strikes? So I think that should be out. I mean, I don't know for sure.
No, if you bunt, it goes foul on your 2 strikes with the, yeah.
Well,
it should have been out.
a slap hit doesn't count as a bunt, but that probably should be an out. No, there's only 1 strike, they say.
And in the other field, Paiute takes a 2-run lead over South Sevier in the top of the 5th.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I'm not.
That is crazy. 2-1 the count, which is why. 3-1 rather. Makes sense because she wouldn't bunt on 2 strikes. That one might have caught the corner, did so. 2 strikes now. So the count full. The pitch looks good and is good. Strike out number 2 of the inning.
Just caught her looking, and 2 outs, base runner on first, and Taylor Janes strides to the plate.
So that is strikeout number 10 in 3 innings.
That is awesome.
4 innings almost. Janes. It's off the right side. Strike 1. James is 0 for 1 with 2 walks in the game. Scored 2 runs. Oh, takes her time, get into the circle, now steps up. Jane sets. Jane hits it over to the left field. The third baseman takes a swipe at it, knocks it out. And I don't know. I think it's probably a single if I were to. But let's get the official scorekeeper version. Yeah, so a single for Taylor Janes. And the reason it's a single is the third baseman would have had to make a phenomenal play. Don't know if she could have made the throw even had she been able to bring that down. And the shortstop had no chance of making a play.
A nice hard hit by Janes to get on first base. And that brings up Heidi Marshall.
Yep, Heidi Marshall, 1 for 2 with a walk. Janes goes halfway. The center fielder comes in to cover. That is actually Jensen on second, so runners on first and second. Again, we're all tied at 8. There's 2 outs. Marshall pitch, swing and a miss. So 1-1 the count. So big at bats for Heidi Marshall. Marshall, a freshman. Swing and a miss for Marshall. Jane steals third. No one there. Makes it safely. The coach says
Riddle.
you will slide. Excuse me, Riddle.
No.
Wasn't that Jensen?
Jensen, that's right. Yeah. I'm loving how Heidi Marshall has biting her shirt. Keep her from
Keep
pulling
that
her
head down. Pitch is down in the dirt. 2-2. Pitch is high, so full count. Again, runners on second and third, 2 outs. Big at bat for the Kanab Cowboys. They can take the lead. We're all tied at 8. Of course, just a reminder, we're in the top of the 6th inning, so only Only one more at bats for the Cowboys, 2 for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Pitch is fouled off but caught by the catcher, and that'll do it. Strikeout number 3 of the inning, and that'll do it. No score, but the Kanab Cowboys leave 2 on the bases. We're all tied at 8 going into the bottom of the 6th after this on TeamHive.live and Centricom.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Welcome back as we hit the bottom of the sixth. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's the top of the order up for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Dyring at the plate. We're all tied at 8. Strike fouled off on the right side.
Do you have a pitch count on? Nope.
I do not. Pitch is up and out. Ball. 1-1. Strike 2. So 1-2 the count.
She was swinging for the fences on that one.
She did. You can see afterwards she kind of dropped her head and went, oh, man. 1-2 the count. Here's a pitch by Rogers. Outside. Ball 2. We're all even.
Riley, a senior for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
There's a pitch by Rogers. Inside, going to be to the second baseman. Goes off the foot. It'll be an error, and she'll get on that error and sneak to second base and just outruns the defense.
Wow.
Defense takes their time, and Dyring makes them pay.
Aggressive base running in scoring position now to take the lead. Riley Dyring makes the most of an error to put Gunnison in a really good position for base running.
Yep, the go-ahead run on second, and that'll bring up Jaquel Sorensen at the plate.
Now batting number
Sorensen 0 for 3.
24, Jaquel Sorensen.
Sorensen, however, bats .470 on the season. Strike 1. So Sorensen's due.
Yes, she is.
Sorensen will hit it up. Second baseman there. Makes the grab. It's out, number 1.
And she holds Dyring at first. So, second.
Dyring thought about running.
Oh, for sure.
Next up, Lexi Kiesel. She hit a double in her last at-bat. She'll hit one up. This is trouble for the center fielder, but she makes the grab. And then quickly, Dyring goes to third.
Wow.
She tags up and makes the advancement. So Lexi Kiesel with a fly to the center fielder. Second out of the inning, but moves Dyring over, and that brings up your big hitter, Ha'o, with who bats over 650.
Now batting shortstop number 6, Millie Ha'o.
That was a pretty pitch.
Yep, strike 1. Ha'o is 3 for 3 in the game. Second pitch is up, infield fly, shortstop comes over, makes the grab, and the Kanab Cowboys get out of a jam. We go into the 7th inning, tied at 8. Kanab and Gunnison on TeamHive.live and powered by Centricom, along with KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
It all comes down to this. Top of the 7th inning, the Kanab Cowboys and the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Once again, big thanks to our sponsors, including Sunrise Engineering, Sam Pete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Barney Trucking, Honey's Marketplace in Kanab, and Jones DeMille Engineering. Up to bat for the Cowboys, Savannah Hewlett, the center fielder. Ooh, wow, a shot up the middle. That's a single, almost killed the pitcher. So the take the lead runner on at first on a single.
That was just a nice shot right up the middle of the field. And like you said, I don't know. I don't think she meant to get out of the way necessarily, but she was not expected to be hit back at her like that.
Well, she wasn't really set yet, and so it hit right at the ankles. So not much of a chance for a play. Lucky she didn't get hit at all. Next up will be Cornell. Ball one. So we haven't had a run for the Cowboys since the 2nd inning, since we've seen Ha-Oh in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Ball one. There's a pitch down. Ball two. 2-0. Batters count for Lindsay Cornell.
Well, and they're keeping Hewlett on first base, not allowing her to get more than a step or two off.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's low, and that's going to allow the runner to advance into scoring position. Now the go-ahead run at second. No outs. Can the 16-seed Cowboy knock off the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs? Gunnison, the 7 seed.
There's always upsets in state tournaments.
Right now, the 6 seed South Severe up 16-13 over Paiute. Pitch is inside down, and that will be a base on ball, so the 2 runners on. Runners on first and second, no outs. Brings up Wendling, the right fielder.
Now batting number 2, Mia Wendling.
And there'll be a timeout as Gunnison will talk about it as the coach comes out. We'll take a quick break and be back after this.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Welcome back. Ha-Oh with the pitch. Swing and a miss for Wendling. Strike one. Runners on first and second. Pitches in and down. Nice pickup by the catcher. Ball one.
No outs. Runners at 1 and 2, tied at 8. 7th inning. Every at-bat matters. Every play matters.
You know, I got to tell you, the catcher play of both teams, but Christiansen and Ha-Oh were phenomenal back there, both of them.
Mm-hmm. I think it's Sorensen.
Oh, no, I meant Sorensen. Sorry.
Yeah. There's been a lot of changes.
Strike two. I think I mixed up Enterprises, Christiansen.
Possibly.
2-2 the count. This is a big pitch. That one's up high. Ball 3.
She thought about it, didn't take it, so.
No, she held back. So now full count for Wendling.
Only a sophomore.
Yep.
Only one senior on Kanab's team.
Yeah, very young. Wow, ball 4. The bases are juiced, people.
This is huge.
So that'll bring up Jessica Marshall, the second baseman.
Baseman number 6, Jessica Marshall.
This is where it does get scary for sure.
Ooh, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
No outs, 3 base runners on. 7th inning, tied score.
No pressure for the sophomore, right?
Or either sophomore, the one in the circle or the one at bat.
That's right. There's another swing. Big cut by Marshall. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Marshall have to protect now with the 0-2 count. Again, no outs, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. There's your first out of the game, of the innings. Out number 1. Now we're back to the top of the order. Gracie Jensen back up to the plate.
Well, and
for the Kanab Cowboys.
If Gunnison can get a shutout right here with 3 base runners on, that'll be like one of the stops of the century.
It'll be a momentum builder for sure. Kanab trying to add to a lead. Strike 1, fouled off. Uh-oh, yet to allow a run in this game. Steps back in the circle.
Gracie Jensen in the box, sophomore as well.
That's a ball. 1-1. Bases loaded. 1 out. We're all tied at 8. Top of the 7th. Kanab up to the plate. Leadoff batter in the box, and that's a ball, and we're going to have play at the plate. The ball comes down. No play. The catcher couldn't get it back to the pitcher. Kanab takes the lead, 9-8.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Gunnison. And, just a run on a passed ball, but very timid base running right there as well.
So second and third. Kanab by 1. Base runners on second and third.
Oh, there you go.
Strike as Gracie chases a high one. Strike 2. 2-2. Jensen the shortstop. Jensen a sophomore pitch. Also. Uh-oh, gets another strikeout. Strikeout number 2.
Nope, not yet. Yep, you're right.
Oh, I thought I was crazy.
No, she was. Hey, wait for Jensen to make everybody question. Like,
I
are
know
you sure?
It. Yep.
I'm not out yet.
Becca Rogers now up to the plate. She is your number 3 batter. Bases loaded, 2 down. Pitches up and didn't go in. And that was probably a smart decision. That did not come favorably off the backstop for the catcher, or for the runner. It came off favorably for the catcher.
That's
Ball 1.
Cornell at third base and walked back to third base. Lucky she didn't get picked off.
One 1-0. Pitch is strike. Nice inside corner for Rogers. 1-1. Again, we're in the top of the 7th. Kanab 9. Gunnison Valley 8. Bases loaded. Nope. Base runners on second and third. Here's a hit over to the pitcher. Quickly over to first with a nice play. And Kanab dodges a Gunnison dodges a bullet, only giving up the 1 run.
And it was just a nice dig as well by Gunnison on that play on that last one. Had she not dug that up, they would have taken a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th.
We'll take a 30-second break and be back with the bottom of the 7th. It all comes down to this on TeamHive.live and Centricom, Channel 10.
This is how legends
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
It all comes down to this. Bottom of the 7th, 9-8. Kanab with 1-run lead. The 16 seed trying to knock off the number 7 seed.
First up for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
But Gunnison has one last opportunity to take the lead. They've been down 8-0. Went up. They tied it up 8-8. Now have gone down 1. And it'll be batters 5, 6, 7 to start off the bottom of the 7th. King, Pratt, and Bartholomew.
Need at least 1 run to go into extra innings. 2 runs wins the ball game, and they would advance to play 1 more game today, and they would play the winner of
Paiute and South Severe, which is right game. Now.
And right now, South Severe up 16-13.
Pitches in the dirt, ball 1 for Bentley King, first baseman. Can the Kanab Cowboys hold, or can the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs pull out a come-from-behind win? Pitch is out, and ball 2. 2-0. That Gunnison Valley would desperately love to have Bentley King on the base path. Pitch is outside, ball 3. So a 3-0 hitter's count coming for Bentley King.
And if you walk your tying run, that's unfortunate. And she does.
Ball 4. So the tying run on first with Pratt in the game. Pratt's had a good game. Pratt in this one, I think she's 2 for 3. Yep, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Pratt will step into the box.
Now batting.
Pitches up and strike 1.
Number 12, Madeline.
No way.
Oh, wow. Oh, they dropped the ball.
Oh.
And King made a mistake and got very lucky because they had that. Kanab threw behind the runner. They threw it to second. Easy tag out. And King didn't slide. And but the ball was dropped. So the tying run on to second. Strike 1.
Well, that was a huge play right there. Kanab with a huge opportunity, but Gunnison comes out on top. So
that was a tough one.
Wow.
Pitch hit back to the pitcher. And you said there's no double plays. Still no double plays that we've seen. And King has been the beneficiary of a couple big breaks.
Wow, look at Becca Rogers. As that ball was just hit right back to her. She just put her glove down, almost turned the double play. This has been eventful this last inning.
Yeah. So 1 out, Bartholomew at the plate. Pitches in for a ball, I believe. 1-0 the count. Again, the tying run at second. Pitches up. Wow, she took a big old cut at that and foul off the left side.
That 2 strikes, 2-1? Or 1-1?
1-1, I believe.
1-1.
But again, I do want to qualify that with I think so, but I think it's 1-1. That one might have caught the corner, but it's a little bit low. Ball 2.
When you think about it, had that Kanab not dropped it on that steal, it would have been 2 outs, no runners on.
Pitch fouled off.
Just goes to show you how, like in softball, how 1 play or 2 plays are so important.
Well, and momentum, we talk about momentum all the time. You gain momentum on different kinds of plays. In high school, that's one of my favorite things about high school, any sport, is it changes so fast. 2-2 pitch. That one is going to be inside, full count. Here's the payoff pitch for number 44, Maggie Bartholomew.
Ooh.
Pitch, and that's going to go through the gap. A good hard hit, and King's going to come home. It's going to be a play at the plate, but King outruns it. Safe. We're all tied up at 9. Winning run on second base. A single for Maggie Bartholomew. what a clutch RBI for Bartholomew.
Well, and Bentley King, it's almost like she was being chased by the executioner her entire time she was on the base path, and she come out unscathed. And, wow.
There's a hit. That might be the game winner into right field, and we'll see. They're sending it home. Will there be a play at the plate? And the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs advance to take out the Kanab Cowboys 10-9. Holy cow, what an ending. The game was kind of slow. Gunnison just kept chipping away, and then some big hits in that bottom of the 7th for the win.
They did, and, Kanab, wow, what a game those girls just played. Had a couple more things gone their way, they would have come out on top, and you wouldn't expect a number 16 seed to play like this. So congratulations to Kanab on a great season, and congratulations to Gunnison for advancing, and they will play at 7 o'clock, most likely against 7th inning, 16-13 against South Severe.
Well, most likely. But that one you can tune in and watch right now. But it was Shea King with a walk-off single to end this one. So Gunnison Valley, as Pepper mentioned, will proceed. Coming up next, we will have in the 2A classification, Beaver North Severe on field number 3, which is where we are. And then Millard Milford will be on field number 4. So that's in your 2A classification. And more to come on the 3A as well. We'll be back after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, in cooperation and partnership with KSL Sports.